Okay, so now my background is dry. I've waited a little bit and I've put out some black paint for the next part of the project. So I'm going to get some black and I'm going to put it out over here. And I'm going to wash out my brush. And I'm using my small brush for this part. And I'm going to get some white paint and I'm going to make a grey colour. Okay, so there is a medium grey. I'm actually going to make it a bit darker, so it looks a bit deeper now. So I'm going to paint in some mountains. You can see here in the photograph that faraway mountains are sort of they're a dark colour, but they're kind of light in tone, I guess. So that's why I'm making this kind of grey colour to kind of make that effect. So I'm going to paint mountain shapes like this onto my background. And I'm doing it over the edge of the sky, like that. Add a bit more water to the paint so it spreads a bit nicely. There is my first row of mountains. Then with the black paint, I'm going to add some more black into here, making it really dark grey. Another little bit as well. And I'm going to put another row of mountains, like a different shape though. And I'm going to paint that in now. Some more black again, and I'm going to mix it in here to make a really deep grey. And you can see how there now, as I'm working down the canvas and with the darker shades, you can see how it's sort of giving the idea of background, middle ground and foreground. The darker it is, the closer it looks like it's coming towards your eyes. And now for the final part, I'm going to do the black ground at the bottom. So this would be like the base, the land, like that. I can then use the edge of my brush to flick upwards like this, and that will give a really nice sort of grass effect, like this. And with the back part of the brush, I can actually scratch and make scratches in the thick paint to make it look more realistic, like grass. Like this. Now, in this photo, you can see that there are lamp posts and different sort of traffic signs and bits and bobs. I'm not going to actually put them in this picture because I think it would be nicer if I did a tree. So I'm going to do a tree. Now you could do a tropical tree or a tree at winter time or summertime or whatever you like. I'm actually going to do a wintertime tree, or like early spring where there's still no leaves on it. So I'm going to start, first of all, I'm going to do a great big letter Y, and I'm using a really skinny brush for this. And you can see that it's got a really long tip on it. And I'm making the paint go all the way down. I'm pulling the paint down like this. another Y shape like that. I'm going to mix a little bit of water in so that the paint goes on a bit neater. I can even imprint the tip of the brush like this to draw the branches. And I'm just going to fill all up here like this. Lots of little branches with my small brush. I even have some really tiny brushes where if you wanted to do some leaves on the tips of your tree, where spring is just about to give us some leaves, you can do this as well, which can look really nice. And I'm just imprinting the brush like this. If you don't have a small brush like that, you could use one of the bigger ones, where if you dry it off so it's not wet, and you put it in the paint, and you can dab the paint on like this if you wanted to make more of a fluffy tree. Which is a nice effect too, actually. I could even mix a little bit of water into my paint, and you can flick and the little flicks can be for little tiny little leaves that are about to bud, and the more that you flick on, the fuller it looks and the more like a tree. You could even use the bigger brush to do thicker branches if you think your tree is too small. I think that's quite nice now. Looks quite good. And I have a tiny little brush here if you wanted. You could have little birds flying away in the distance. So the big one is really close, the medium one is getting further away, and that one's really far away. So they're flying off somewhere. Little roll birds. And there is your finished painting. So if you want to do a little landscape like that, that's nice. So you could do that. You can even maybe change the background colour. You could do shades of blues all the way down to light blue. You could do purples. You could do any colour really. But this project is all about mixing colours and trying to get a background, a middle ground and a foreground effect so that you get like a perspective. So good luck. See you soon.